Well, even if you're healthy, this kind of heat can pose a threat to your health. It's important to protect yourself. TV6's Sarah Jones is here now with more on that. Sarah?
Doctors say with a heat index this high, stay out of the sun unless you absolutely have to be outside. And if you are in the sun, we have some tips to share with you. There's also something to keep important, that the very young and the very old are more susceptible to heat-related illnesses, and especially anyone taking medication for their heart or blood pressure or any other type of medicines that may have diuretics. And if you don't have air conditioning, doctors say you should try to find a cooling station.
It's why we sweat. Our bodies are designed to regulate heat. But when it gets this hot,
our bodies start losing the ability to regulate that heat. So they start getting much hotter. And along those lines, we start getting symptoms.
And those symptoms can range from mild,
cramps in your muscles because you've lost some fluid, you've lost electrolytes,
to more serious symptoms.
Heat exhaustion, which is when you start having headaches, your pulse starts getting faster, you start sweating a lot more, get lightheaded or dizzy.
Severe symptoms like heat stroke can be life-threatening.
And that is where people start having an alteration of their level of consciousness. They're confused, they're not acting themselves, they can completely pass out. Their pulses get very high, their blood pressures can get very low, they can stop sweating altogether. And that's when we start having damage to our organs. And that is truly a medical emergency.
So how can you tell if someone is suffering from heat exhaustion or heat stroke?
You go from profusely sweating with heat exhaustion to no sweating with heat stroke, and your temperature goes up a lot. Heat exhaustion, you're still yourself, you're still with it, you feel bad, and you need to cool down and you need to drink. Heat stroke is a true medical emergency.
What steps can you take as a form of prevention? Dr. Kavanaugh says it's important to step away and find shade.
You take breaks every 10-15 minutes. During those breaks, you have to hydrate, even if you don't think you're thirsty. If you're out in this heat, you can lose a liter of fluid every hour.
Is water enough to keep us hydrated?
We have so many sports drinks now. Water is usually enough, but if you can have some of both, that's even better.
And even after the sun sets, doctors say it's best to remain just as vigilant. In Clinton, Sarah Jones, TV6 News.
And if someone goes from profusely sweating to immediately being dry, call 911 right away. That could be a sign of heat stroke.